Hello everyone, welcome to the first video for the Infinite Expansion YouTube channel. I'm going to be your host, Tim. I am a co-owner and writer for The Last American Vagabond. If you have not seen that yet, please check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But this the first video, I just wanted to introduce the channel and do a quick little video on how to wake people up. The reason for this channel is I'm going to be starting. The Last American Vagabond is going to be venturing now out into multimedia, especially video. And the goal of this channel is really just to expand your consciousness just a little bit more. Hopefully, each video can expand your mind just a little bit more. I'm not trying to tell you the truth. I'm not trying to give you the answers. I'm just trying to provoke thought, and hopefully you can take that and use it however you would like. Because really, we all are on our own journey, and so no one can tell us the answers. Only we can put the answers together ourselves. So today I wanted to do a quick video on how to wake people up. Definitely not easy, as anyone who's a little bit awake definitely knows. I remember when I started to awaken. I'm still always awakening. It's never an end. You can never find an end. You're always awakening. But about 3.5, 4 years ago, I started to awaken, and at first mine was just blown, to be honest. And, I started, is this real? Am I really, is all this, why is no one talking about this, And as I started to go more and more, I want to start telling other people, obviously. I want to talk about it with other people. But then you find quickly that not many people know about a lot of this stuff or want to know about a lot of this. And so we all go on this journey on trying to awaken people. Which I personally think, and the reason I made it the first video, is it's one of the most important things we can be doing now. I think right now we're still at the stage of spreading information, getting enough people conscious of what's happening, because we can't take the proper actions, although I think we need to start taking more actions, but proper actions can't be taken unless we have the proper knowledge. So waking people up is hugely important in my opinion. And so I wanted to give just two tips that I've learned along my personal journey that hopefully can help anyone else out there who is listening to this video. The first one that I wanted to say was to make sure that you remain calm when trying to wake people up. Reason being is, this information is paradigm shattering in many ways, especially if you've never come across it. And so this is very naturally, people have defense mechanisms built up in themselves to defend their old paradigm when you bring this stuff up. They get defensive. It's natural. I got defensive at first. I was wondering if this is correct, and so we have to take this into account. And so a lot of times what will happen is we'll get really we really want to wake people up. I want to tell all my friends about the Federal Reserve System. I want to tell my friends about the New World Order, Freemasonry, all that different, there's a million threads. But what happens is we get really loud and excited and also oftentimes we get emotionally attached because we see how important it is, and we get really attached. And so when the other person disagrees, or they, a lot of people will just drop the subject. They don't really want to talk about it, or they'll get mad or just kind of tell you that you're crazy. And naturally we get defensive ourselves because we're attached to this. We want to wake people up and we think it's so important, so we get pissed when they're just dismissing this stuff. And that is the problem right there. This happened to me at first. I would try to wake my roommate up. He would kind of dismiss it, or he'd kind of be like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And I would get defensive, and I'd get a little louder. I'd yell maybe a little bit. Not yell, but I'd get louder and more kind of aggressive. And I learned that this just doesn't work. This doesn't help wake people up. But when I started to remain calm, I got very confident in my logic. Now, this requires a lot of research, so you have to keep becoming masters of these subjects to break arguments down. But remaining calm was so crucial, because when you remain calm, you really kind of help what's the word I'm looking for? You basically make sure that those defense mechanisms don't come about. You kind of hold them back because you're not coming across as aggressive or as threatening. And also you're appearing confident by being calm. Calmness is somewhat a way of confident. And when you have the logic to back it up, you appear to have something that they don't have. And I think this is huge. It's a subtle confidence. And whether they consciously pick up on it or subconsciously, they're going to pick up on it. You're going to have this information that they don't have. And when you're not offended that they don't care or that they dismiss it, and you're kind of smiling and joking and poking at them, but in a fun way, you appear very confident, and you appear that it kind of opens them up in a way that they don't expect. It kind of throws them off guard. And I found this to be really effective as a way of opening people's minds up and bypassing defense mechanisms. And the second one is what this does too, is it starts to open up their curiosity. A lot of times we think it's our goal to take people all the way down the rabbit hole, make them totally awake to this whatever thread you're trying to get across. And really this should not be our goal. Our goal, we know that a person will not wake up unless they want to wake up. And so the goal is not to tell them the truth, but to try to open them up, to try to provoke curiosity where they'll go on their own journey. I think this is one of the arts of waking people up too, is to not tell them what the path is, but to open their mind up to hopefully they'll go on their own path. So I think these two tips of staying calm and confident in your own self, and then only really having the goal of provoking curiosity, I really think goes a long way in helping people open up so they'll go on their own journey. So just wanted to give those two tips for how to wake people up, one of the most important goals in my opinion. So feel free, if you resonated with the message, to just subscribe below. We're going to have a lot more video content coming at the Last American Vagabond. I'm going to leave some links below, but we're really starting to branch out into the videos, so I do hope that if you are interested in what we're doing, to please subscribe. We're going to have some more channels, kind of a network of different video, so please be on the lookout for that. Thanks again, and much love.